Kit Gurus with Seasonic at Computex 2026, and I'm standing in front of some concept power supplies. It's all about the colours. We saw limited edition power supplies last year. I'm not sure how many actually made it to market, but I like them. I particularly like the red one on the middle shelf. Like that a lot. I don't think we saw the boxes last year, the boxes to the left of the power supply, and of course we have cables. Cables we're familiar with. Colour power supplies not so much. Anyway, I like what I'm seeing. My hopes are not high of seeing these power supplies come to market, but who knows? The Seasonic Museum. Now the fact is that Seasonic's warranties are epic. The Prime warranties are 12 years in length, and the regular power supplies, the focuses, are 10 years. So your very old power supply might still be within warranty. None of these, however, are. Look at them, 2003 to 2013. So that, were it to be a Prime, has just left its warranty. Anywho, if you recognize any of these models, you're an incredibly old person who is very familiar with the guts of your PC. But let's move on to some new and shiny stuff, shall we? SFX-L power supplies. These are focus rated at 1300 watts, ATX 3.1, first black, then white. Seasonic has been behind the curve when it comes to small form factor power supplies. This is a welcome update, and then we move on to the regular stuff. We start with Core. These are 1000 watts, gold rated. We come to the left to Focus, which are platinum rated, 850, 1000 and 1200 watts. And we come across further to Vertex, gold rated but 1200 watts. First in black and then in white. Those are good power supplies, every last one of them. Mundane, but quality. Those will power almost every PC on the planet. And then we get to the special territory. Prime Enterprise, PX 2800, 3000 and 3200. That's right, up to 3200 watts. Why might you want that? Well, count them. 6 12-volt high-power connectors. Now, if, for example, you had this mere TX 1600 Prime Enterprise, so Prime Enterprise titanium rated 1600 watts, you'll note a mere 2 12-volt high-power connectors, only 2 graphics cards. Quite pathetic. Then we have a Prime Enterprise Platinum 1200. Let's count the graphics connectors. Oh look, 1. Clearly for poor people. So that is what Prime Enterprise is all about. But, as the saying goes, there's more. These are all rated at ATX 3.1. But they also have protection against EDPP. What the heck's that? That's to do with spikes from multiple GPUs. If you have one GPU, ATX 3.1 will be absolutely fine. Multiple GPUs, not necessarily. And that is why Seasonic is showing off the Prime Enterprise 3200 in this environment with multiple liquid-cooled GPUs, because that is what you need to power a system like this. Obviously, it's not a regular gaming PC, clearly not. It's Enterprise, it's workstation. Yes, it's AI. Of course it's AI. But that's the way of the world. AI requires power. Seasonic provides that power. With the limited edition Seasonic Focus GX1000 Sakura edition. They say limited edition, they haven't said how limited, but limited enough such it won't be coming to Europe. It does look very nice. You might think 3200 watts of power supply is quite a lot, but you'd be wrong. 5200 watts of enterprise power supply, and it's Ruby rated. That's totally out of our league, obviously, but it's impressive that Seasonic can make such a device. And you'll note the Ruby rating logo up there, and we go to the right. Diamond rating is coming, even more efficient than 96.5% in time. Shouldn't think that's going to be coming to the desktop anytime soon, but for enterprise, that's deeply impressive. Those enterprise power supplies rated at 2800, 3000 and 3200 will not work on domestic American power. You require proper 240 volt, or if you're in an American lab, get proper power installed. If you're concerned about your graphics card melting down because the 12-volt high-power connector is horrible, well, Seasonic has a plan. We saw Optiguard last year, but then it was just an idea. Now it's a real thing. So we have monitoring software. You can see the cable's quite different to a standard cable. There are 3 sleeved bundles. Inside each one we have 4 pairs of wires. There's silicon sleeving around those wires, and the individual wires as a result are rated at 12.5 amps, where standard cables are only 9.2 amps. Okay, so the cable's different, but what is Optiguard? Well, we can show you. Next to the 12-volt 2x6, we see Opt. That's because it's got the optical protection. And these 3 dots are actually LEDs. The idea is if your power supply detects a problem, it first lights the LEDs, then after that it sounds an alarm, and finally it shuts your system down for protection. And this system on show is running the Optiguard protection system. So it's a combination of things. It's software, it's better cables for your graphics card. You'll note these cables look more impressive than the regular 24-pin ATX. And you've also got the alarm system in case you hit a problem. And given that NVIDIA's graphics cards and the 12-volt high power connection have been such a staple of complaint for the past year or longer, I'm going to sign off in front of Seasonic's Optiguard protection. This is Kit Guru at Computex 2026 with Seasonic. Please check us out on TikTok, and we're kitguru.net on the web.